Oh, yes. I got the quote back from Finley's teeth cleaning of they were giving us an estimate of what it might cost. It's starting at $1,058 and goes up to $3,000 and something.
Why?
Because they don't know how bad it is until they're already like put under, so they can't give like an exact. That is a pretty big swing. I just feel so like she said most of his teeth are broken, like most of them.
What? From what? How?
I don't even know. I'm like feel so bad.
But can you see that they're broken? Like,
yeah,
is
but
she
we
lying?
thought that they were being no, like they're broken. Finny, can you come here? Can you come? I'll give you a treat.
Because Willow has never broken a tooth. Knock on wood.
I know. Like, what are they chewing on?
He doesn't want to. He's being lazy. We thought that they were getting like filed down versus being broken. You know, like it'd be like they're slowly getting like shorter. So I thought that's just from like playing and stuff. And the vet told us before, like, do you use tennis balls a lot? And we were like, no, like they don't get tennis balls unless like a brand sends us a regular tennis ball. Honestly, like I don't use regular tennis balls. But then they're saying like any hard chew, if you can't stick your fingernail in it and make an indent, then it's too hard of a chew. So like bully sticks, yak chews, all the ones that I like regularly give them like could be it. And Sadie has a bunch of broken ones too, but just not as bad as his.
Wait, that's insane.
I know. I feel so bad.
I wonder the knuckles, you know, those like cow knuckles, those are probably soft enough.
I've never tried that. A cow knuckle.
Yeah.
How big are they?
You can get all sorts of sizes, but they're usually like about this big.
I'm trying to think if I've given those before. I don't know. But I'm like, what the heck? And then she told me too, like, they don't do root canals, but one of her friends' offices nearby does do root canals. And she was like, that is an option, like, to help save the teeth. Like, if there's still enough nerves and whatnot, then you can do a root canal instead of extracting it.
And then do you get, like, a fake tooth for your dog?
Well, so then they said that is $2,000 per tooth for a root canal.
No, it was like $2,000 for my fucking root canal.
No, that's why we were laughing, because Cameron got quotes for veneers to fix, like, his front teeth. $2,000 per tooth was the exact same quote.
You were like, sorry, Finley, like, I'm gonna get veneers. Like, you're not gonna get veneers.
But it was cute because Cameron was like, but that's just on top of my regular teeth. Like, I'd want him to have teeth in general. But then people were messaging me and they were like, people do that for like police dogs that like need their teeth.
Go look at Emily Wing's account. Wing.
Her corgi?
No, her shepherd. The white shepherd has.
Oh my god, wait, I vaguely remember her posting about that before.
Wait, what happened?
He has a couple teeth. He has a couple like silver teeth. Because his teeth broke.
They broke.
She wants
I forgot about teeth. That.
I think because he's like a guard dog and a show dog or something. So,
you guys, I loved having my dad's dog here. Like,
aww. Your dad's dog was there? The second one?
What?
Maggie asked if you wanted a second one. I said that I didn't know your dad's dog was there.
I do want a second dog, and I really, really like German Shepherds. I've always liked German Shepherds, but
do you like it though because it's a trained German Shepherd?
Yes, I do.
He sent it somewhere, right?
He sent it to training. But he's such a scary like guard dog. Like, no one's gonna fucking come to our house like with him. Like, unlike Rosie, like, she's like, woof, woof, woof. And then, like, you bring her a treat. And she's like, oh, let's be best friends. Like, his dog will fuck you up. Like, there was, like, multiple times where I was like, oh, my God. Like, and he got out one day because he saw a cat outside. And he bolted out the door. It wasn't, like, latched properly. I thought, like, he was going to kill the cat.
Trigger warning.
And then, oh, yeah, sorry. I thought he was going to hurt the cat. And then this is the same dog that hurt the squirrel.
Oh, fuck.
And then find a stranger and also hurt the stranger.
See, I don't want a dog like that in my house.
But he's real, but like if you introduce a dog, if you introduce him to people, he's like the sweetest angel. It's just you have to introduce him to people, which I
Do you
think is
think that
fine.
dogs
I'd
like
much rather
that
be like,
are?
hey, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my dog. And just give him 2 seconds to like meet you properly. And then everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like
we
the
had
security.
a rover sitter come this last weekend, and my friend recommended her because she watched her dogs, and I was like, my dogs have the exact same personality, so if you're used to them, my dogs will be the exact same. But I was like, we've never had somebody come into our house, like a stranger coming into our house and then taking them on a walk. Like, I was like, I have no idea how they'll react.
That's
Like,
so
they'll
true.
likely bark at the window, like, because they bark at everyone so intensely, but like when you come in, they'll probably just be fine. And they were like totally fine with her, like, okay, let's go on the walk, like ready for their leashes to be put on. I'm like, okay, you're just gonna go off with a stranger and let
Oh my
yourself be
God.
kidnapped.
That's really funny. Did you just
I
get her
wonder what
for
Willow would do.
like you guys were out for the day?
Yeah, I'm doing a collab with Rover and they needed it done in the week. So I needed to get one stat. But luckily, my friend also recommended this girl on Rover.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it worked out well. But that's gonna be so nice to have, like, to be able to just have someone for those days like that where we just want to like stay out longer, or like one day trips and stuff where we don't need to take them all the way to boarding, but just have somebody come and walk them.
Yeah.
So nice. And then we got home and it's like they don't need to be walked. Like they just came back from their walk.
It's so hard to find people you trust.
I know. It's so hard.
Like, I was just recently in this situation. I'm going to New Orleans in June. My whole family's going to be gone, so they can't watch Willow. And then my friend Ashlyn, who usually stays here, her mom is like, she's taking care of her mom has cancer. So I'm like, I can't. I asked her and she said that she would. But like, I was like, fuck, I literally don't have anyone now. Like, what would I do with Willow? Bring her to New Orleans? Because that's like literally my only other option.
Is your dad going now too?
Yeah.
Is your brother going to go?
I don't think he is.
Both brothers?
Neither brother. But I would not ask Jake to watch Willow. He would probably beat her and let her out and forget about her. Like, he sucks with animals.
Oh.
I've been listening to 2 Hot Takes, and there was this like, am I the asshole story where this girl's sister who had a new baby stayed at her house and locked the dog in the laundry room for 2 days and didn't give it any water or food or anything. And I was like, honestly, my brother would probably do that. So
that's horrible.
That is horrible. This did just happen to one of my friends too. She got one of her friends' parents like hired her to do the house sitting and dog watching, like to watch their dogs while they were gone. And it became a thing of like, what is, like, when you're hiring someone, do you need to set the clear expectations of like, this is the things that you need to do to take care of the dog? Like, you need to be home still at least 5 hours, or like you need to be doing these things. Like, they were really, that's what I think too. Like, you need to tell them in advance. It's not just like, because everybody has different expectations of what house sitting means, or like if they think, oh, I just feed the dogs and then I can still leave the whole time.
That's crazy.
Bad. I like got asked to house sit, but like this house gave me like the EBGBs, and like they smoked like a ton of weed and the whole house smelled like weed and cigarettes, and I was like, what? I am not fucking staying here, and I'm not spending any more time than I need to at this house. So I would go, like I would drive to their house like multiple times a day. I like used to go to this like really like high end like fitness studio in Ann Arbor, and so like this, I got recommended from this studio, and I was like, oh, like this, you know, I blindly just took it because I was like, oh, whoever's like working out here probably like has a nice house, whatever. Yeah. And they did not. And yeah. And so,
I would be way more apt. Like, I'd rather me take your pets and watch them at my own house.
Yeah. Like, I just like had to go multiple times a day. I was like, I will drive to this person's house and like walk and like let their dog out multiple times a day.
Wait, so what about your cat stuff? Is that like just fine? Like, they're just like, they just chill. It's okay. You just leave out more food?
Well, usually someone comes and stays here with Willow and the cats.
But for New Orleans, you're not?
No, for Ashlyn's going to stay here for New Orleans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that'd be hard too. Like, we were even thinking about like if we get chickens or something, then that becomes like you need someone to watch your chickens.
Well, my cats would destroy my house if they were just
maybe.
Emily,
I have to ask them. Yeah. Hello, it's Emily. Nice to meet you. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, speaking of Am I the Asshole, welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
I watched the intro of our not drunk episode of the service industry episode, and I was like, whoa, I took that tequila shot right off the bat. I was acting
You're
real
like,
drunk.
excuse me.
Wait, did you take it on the episode?
No, me and Devin took it right before we started. Like right before. You could tell.
Don't think I'll ever get over you taking shots and just like almost throwing up every single time you take a shot.
Have I ever seen you take a shot?
No, because I don't take shots.
Probably
because I
would
know
look
I
like
will
me.
throw up.
Yeah.
No, I think I've taken a shot before. I've taken something. I feel like I've taken tequila before.
Yeah.
You guys.
When we did it in Palm Springs, that was when we were like ripping shots for that one episode.
Yeah.
When we were in Deer Valley, Brittany was just like drinking tequila on the rocks.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is a shot. Like, what's the difference?
But you're not like putting a bunch in your mouth at one time.
I mean, I drink
which
like
is how I
straight
take
gin,
shots.
basically. Like when I
Yeah.
have a martini, like at bars and stuff, it's usually just basically straight gin. It's just like shaken over ice.
That's what martinis basically are. I don't think I'll ever like a martini. Maybe.
They seem so classy, and like the
I know.
olive is so cute. Like
I want to like it.
yeah.
I think you can be particular about your martinis. Like you can only like certain types of martinis because
Espresso martini,
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
give me an espresso one.
chocolate martini.
there's like cucumber martinis. Like those are, you'd probably like a cucumber martini.
Oh, that sounds good.
But like I want to be cool and be like martini dry,
Extra dirty.
dirty, with an olive stuffed
With
with
a
blue
twist.
cheese.
Shaken, not
Maybe like in my 40s, I can see that for myself.
You have time.
I think you have to like find a liquor you enjoy like the taste of, because I really
Wine.
like the taste of gin, and so I'm able to like drink
Yeah,
gin.
I just don't know if I would ever like the taste of it. But I've said that about everything. Like I used to think that about wine, cider. Now I like cider. Maybe one day I'll like beer. Who knows?
It took me a while to get used to bourbon, and now I can probably drink like a straight bourbon drink. I do drink like a lot of straight bourbon drinks.
I started my drinking with Fireball. So like anything similar I don't enjoy.
I don't think bourbon and Fireball are like at all on the same frequency.
Oh, I definitely thought like whiskey and bourbon are like similar things.
I don't think like you can really put Fireball like on even a whiskey like level.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
It's like Fireball is like a syrup.
No, literally, I didn't realize how low like the
Ugh.
alcohol percentage is so low because it's not.
Oh really?
I mean, it's not low. Like I think it's like 20 something but compared to a vodka or something, that's way lower. Okay, are we gonna take turns reading?
Oh yeah.
these? Oh, do you have
Done
something else
talking
to say?
about alcohol?
Go ahead. What else would you like to say about?
I was
alcohol?
just gonna say, I feel like Rumplemans and Fireball for me
Oh.
are like the same. Like
Ew, that
Yeah,
literally just made my
disgusting.
stomach hurt.
no, I like love Rumplemans, and it's so dangerous.
So does
You love
Lexi.
it now?
Yeah, I do. I really like it,
Oh,
especially skiing. It's just the best.
I do think it's funny how different things like skiing has a drink, tennis has a drink,
That's
golf has a
true.
drink. Like Cam is all about what transfusions or something now. He's
Dude,
like, I'm
I
gonna
fucking
bring some
hate
transfusions for
I know.
liqueur.
Joe
What is
loves
that?
a transfusion.
It's like grape juice. I was like, ew.
I know. It has what
I've never
else is
had
it's
one.
grape juice, tequila, and let me look it up. It's something else. I know. Joe's like
Sounds
always getting
gross.
those.
I don't like
And lemonade?
grape juice.
Or something.
Oh. I like lemonade, but not with grape juice and tequila.
No. It's vodka or tequila, Concord grape juice, fresh lime, ginger ale.
Okay.
Not for me.
Not a fan.
You could put some tequila in a grape Olipop. That might be similar.
That sounds better because at least it wouldn't be like actual juice.
I feel like the ginger ale kind of like makes the juice less like thick and juicy.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Who would
Do you
like
want to
to
read
begin?
your first Am I the Asshole?
Sure. I shall start. Okay. I'll start with this one. We'll do a dog themed one first. Am I the asshole for refusing to return a lost dog that was clearly well loved? What?
Nice. No other context is needed.
That is my biggest fear, honestly.
Listen. About 7 months ago, a friend found a dog near her house. I took her in and called animal control. They said to bring her in and look for a microchip. She was underweight with dirty fur. Animal control couldn't find a microchip, so they said I could hold on to her for a week and they would list her on their website. If nobody claimed her, I could adopt her. So that's exactly what happened. My dog now has shiny fur and is very healthy. She is polite and walks well on a leash. She does lots of tricks. I have depression and anxiety, and she's my support animal. She's honestly the light of my life. Last month, I joined a Facebook group for the same unusual purebred that my dog is. I posted a picture of her in the group. A woman was tagged, and a few hours later, she DMs me. She said my dog was her dog and that she was so thankful I found her and wanted to arrange to come get her. She offered to pay me for taking such good care of her. I thought she was trying to scam me since she lived across the country, but when I looked into it, I found her Instagram with a lot of dog pictures and videos. My dog has very unique markings, so it was unmistakably the same dog as the one in her pictures. My dog is a show champion and has a lot of training to do obedience, agility, and a few others I've never even heard of. She has a lot of fancy titles, too. My dog was clearly well cared for, well trained, and well loved. She said her house caught fire last year and she lost everything, including my dog who ran away. I love how we keep saying my dog. Dude, it's so funny. My dog ran away.
Oh my god.
Nobody knows how she traveled so far or what happened when she got lost when my friend found her.
Does
she
she
never
say where
stopped
she
looking.
lived?
No, just across the country.
Across the country is a little bit fishy.
It is. She never stopped looking for my dog. She even had a video of my dog as a super cute puppy getting a microchip. No idea why the shelter and my vet couldn't find it, but my dog had one at some point. Here's the part where I might be the asshole. I told the woman I appreciated the great job she did with my dog for the first few years of her life. She's 5, and the new person has had her for 7 months. And I was so sorry to hear about her circumstances, but I couldn't give up my beloved girl. She's my support animal, so I'm not even sure I could live without her. I offered to send her pictures regularly, but she turned really nasty. I got tons of hateful messages from people I don't even know from that Facebook group. I had panic attacks whenever I got notifications because her friends acted like it's all my fault. I didn't choose for this special dog to change my life so much anymore that she chose my dog to get lost. I ultimately blocked her because she wouldn't leave me alone. Since she was listed with the shelter for the whole period and no microchip was found, I've adopted her and she's mine. Am I legally in the right? I'm legally in the right, but am I morally wrong? I know she loves my dog and wants her back, but I can't picture a life without her. Not where I'm happy anyways. If I could clone my dog and give this chick one, I would. Am I the asshole if I think about myself and my health and keep my dog since it's legally my right to anyways?
I'm a little worried that it's not actually that
dog.
woman's dog, though. Like, how did it get across the country? It's been 5, or how long had it been?
7 months.
7 months.
But if her house actually burned down,
and there's no microchip, though.
Wait, last year the house caught fire last year and she lost it, and so it was probably lost for 5-6 months.
Yeah,
I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, a dog is going to run away in a fire situation
across the whole country.
Maybe it found a good scent.
It doesn't have a microchip. Like, I'm kind of worried. Maybe it's just this woman is. Well, there's pictures and videos and stuff, but like, could it just look very similar?
That's what I would wonder. Like, if it did have the exact, but since they were so specific about whatever certain markings it has.
Okay, so if it was without a doubt 100% this woman's dog, is she the asshole?
Yes.
Or not the asshole?
I think that you have to, like, if she has this bond with her dog, imagine with a person who, like, grew up with the dog for 5 years.
Showing it and everything.
With the dog. Like, you don't
have
any right to keep a dog that's not yours. I don't
Yeah,
care
I
if
would
it's
go
It's
crazy.
so horrible. Like that would hurt so much. You feel like it's your dog at that point, obviously, but you have to imagine that she would feel even 10 times worse having
Of
it way
course
longer.
she's being nasty. Like, you took her dog.
I would go end up knocking on that person's door.
Mhm.
Like
I
flying
would go to
across the
great
country.
lengths to get
If
my
it was
dog back.
Willow, yeah, I would.
But like my grandparents, they had a dog lost for literally over 6 months. Like lost, and then they came back. They found it.
Wow.
Yeah. I also think too that like you can find that with another dog. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna not feel like that at the beginning, but like you will find that with your soul dog.
Yeah, why not start, become a
Foster parent or a rescue
foster
parent.
parent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you like that breed specifically, like look into that breed more.
Yeah, research a good breeder.
Well, it seems like she probably can't afford that breed. I wish we knew what breed it was.
I know.
Yeah. This like kind of happened to my sister, but not to this level where there was the actual owner. But her Yorkie, she found it in the street, like, and she looked horrible. She was like so underweight, so dirty, like disgusting looking dog. She took her in, loved her. She was like, "This is my dog now." And then like, it was over a year later, she saw like somebody in the neighborhood was like asking, like pulled over next to her or something, and like said something like, "Is that our dog or something?" And she's like, "No," and like just kept walking, and nothing else has ever happened with it. But she got so scared.
These scary stories really scare me because like that's my biggest fear, that if Willow got out and someone found her, that they just wouldn't give her back. Like that's
well, it's such
my
a big
biggest
thing
fear.
now too for people to do that just to get like the reward money, like because they know that someone like you would obviously be like, give a reward and want your dog back, and then they steal it just to get that.
Yeah. I need to charge her $5 before this weekend.
Have you seen that thing where it's like people say that, say you find a lost dog and the reward's like 1,000, that you're not supposed to take it?
What? Why?
Like your manners and whatnot, like to be a good person, you're supposed to be like, no, it's okay.
Oh, like if I were to put a sign, if you see my dog, I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah, and then I find your dog, I'm like, no, it's okay, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, I found it.
I would
only do that
like
once though. If they were like, I insist, I'd be like, okay, I will accept.
That's so true.
No, it's no problem. No, I insist. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Here's my bank information.
That's so funny.
You can wire me 10,000. Yes.
Are there any like good responses, or like is there a consensus on
They're
this
the
on Reddit?
asshole overwhelmingly.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was no.
Did she have any
the updates? Were keeping the dog.
She's still keeping it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hate her.
That's really fucked up.
I wonder how old the person is too.
Yeah.
You'd be living the rest of your life. Oh, I did just start reading Abby Jimenez's book of the vet, and he takes the dog. Like he has to take the dog because the owners think that it's dead, and so it'd be like that. You're like in hiding with this dog, like killing anyone.
That is a different story, though. Like you wanted to kill your dog, so you can't have it.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Actually, in the book.
I need to finish that book.
It's really good. I like it so far. I'm like 40% through. I think I needed to get out of fantasy to be able to finish a book, and then I'll get back.
Yeah.
What fantasy were you in?
All the Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger fantasies, and Hunger Games, and the dragon one. I started all of those.
Did you finish the dragon one?
No, I didn't finish any of them. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I haven't finished one singular book this year. This whole year.
Wow.
I know, it's weird.
I mean, I'm not very far behind. I mean, I've finished I think 4 or 5 books, but that's so low for me.
That's literally at
wow,
least.
you guys.
That's one a month.
I've read 15, and I thought that was low.
Holy shit, 15 is a lot so far.
I feel like you've been on a good roll though of like you pick a book that you like and then you.
But
like,
ask
take
me
your
how
time.
many TV episodes I've watched.
Same. I've
in the
watched
hundreds.
an ungodly amount of TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that new show with
The Neighbors one?
No, it's called Sirens with
What?
the girl from, oh my God, what's her fucking name? She's in The Bold Type and White Lotus. It's a new thriller show that just came out today on Netflix.
I like don't have a Netflix account and I just miss so many of their shows.
Wow, I feel like you're the only person in the world without Netflix.
Well, I mean, I like use Joe's parents, but like it's annoying to ask for the password.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Are you going?
Ready.
My wife and I have been married 10 plus years and have a few kids. My sister-in-law and her husband had a baby 2 years ago. No major complaints. They just tend to ask for people to do stuff that I would think they'd do themselves. One, they'll come over to our house. They live an hour away, and they'll ask ahead of time if we have their kids' favorite crackers on hand. Why they don't just pack the crackers, I don't know. They are well off. Money is not an issue. If one of them leaves the room, they'll ask one of us, my wife or kids, to be in charge of the baby, even if the other parent is right there, just scrolling on their phone or something. But whenever I say something to my wife, she says I'm being too much. The other day, we were having dinner at my mother-in-law's house when the baby had a poopy diaper. My sister-in-law looks at me and says in the sweetest voice, "Uncle, my name, can you change the diaper?" She frequently does this when we're there, but this was the first time I was asked. I answered politely, "No, I'm sorry. I don't do that." "You don't do diapers?" "No, I don't do other people's kids' diapers if their mom or dad is around. I mean, if I'm babysitting, sure thing. But yeah, if parents are around, I just feel like it's their job." My sister-in-law looks like she's ready to cry. Well, I feel selfish. I smile to try and set her at ease, not trying to make you feel anyway, just telling you a boundary is all. The table got really awkward as she got up and did the diaper. Afterwards, my wife blamed me for making my sister-in-law feel bad and said I could have changed the diaper. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but I've had 3 kids and I always took responsibility. I watched them, I packed for them, and I changed them. I'm not looking to be a secondary parent for this kid. Am I the asshole?
Damn, that's hard. This feels like something that would be in my family and like very more lighthearted-y, where if somebody took it seriously, like, oh, I don't do that, then we'd be like kind of weirded out by that more. Like that's very normal where my sister would be like, "Uncle, you change it for me?" And my brother would probably be like, "No, you change it yourself," or whatever, like in a joking way, or go do it. Like, I don't know. It's hard because you kind of do all help out with each other, but at the same time I see the point of like
I feel
your
like
own children.
if your husband is there, you'd be like, "Hey babe, can you change the diaper?"
Yeah,
Like
that
I
part was
wouldn't.
weird. Or asking to watch the other kid too while the parents there, that was weird too.
Yeah.
I feel
seems
like
they
there's
don't
more
want to be parents.
Yeah, there's more to it that we're not getting. Also, you can tell that this person has already been annoyed with all of the asking for help and stuff. So,
Yeah,
when she asked, it probably came off as rude because he was already annoyed. Was it a male?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so when he said like, "I don't do that," it probably came off as like rude because he's annoyed already.
Yeah. The consensus.
But also I see the side of
that,
like, you could just be cordial and not creating any drama by just changing the fucking diaper.
But I also just feel like that's something I would be like, I'm not changing the diaper. Like, you can change it.
Yeah, I feel like a conversation needs to be had, like, I'm starting, so that resentment doesn't become so prevalent. Like, they need to have a conversation like, this is how this is making me feel and I don't want to do it. I'm setting a boundary here.
Yeah.
Are there any good comments or anything?
A lot of people are like, "I think you handled that amazingly well." She sounded like she's not used to anyone saying no to her and setting boundaries.
Yeah.
And she's like being manipulative.
Yeah.
Like
Most
I'm trying
people are
like
agreeing.
it's kind of odd in general to even ask, like if you're holding your own baby and it comes, why would you even ask necessarily? I could see it in my sister doing it in like a joking way, or like, "Oh, can you do this when I just did it?" or to her husband or something. But like typically if you're wanting to help out and stuff, it would be more like, say the guy already had the baby and the baby pooped and it's like, oh, I'll just go take care of this because I'm currently holding the baby versus like
still be
asking.
You're a little out of
Jake
line.
and Peyton have never asked anyone to change Brooke's diaper.
Love
Like
that.
they just do it. They don't even like make a big thing about it. They just, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just it's an interesting family dynamic. I would probably, I guess, you just have to talk to your wife more to see also why is she feeling so awkward about it and whatnot.
I would definitely be having a conversation with my wife, being like,
yeah, because that would be her sister then. So maybe it's like, I don't know.
No, tell your sister to go do her own job.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's weird.
Or change it for your sister if you feel like.
Yeah, like if then she wanted help, then she could do it. Wait, so was the overall vote asshole or not?
No, not the asshole. I don't think there was anyone that was like, you're an asshole.
Interesting.
Mine is also a crazy family dynamic.
Love that.
I have so many tabs up. I'm like, where is it? Here it is. Okay. Am I the asshole for breastfeeding my niece?
Shut the fuck up.
My sister, 25, female, has a 4-month-old, and I, 28, female, have a 6-month-old. We are very close, and she asked me to watch her baby overnight last night. She brought bottles and pumped milk and informed me she'd never tried giving her a bottle, but it should be fine, in quotes, and left. A couple hours later, her baby was hungry. I prepared a bottle and tried feeding her the bottle, but no matter what I did, she wouldn't take it. She just kept crying. After 2 hours of trying to feed her a bottle and then trying to spoon feed her and her screaming and me being unable to reach my sister, I informed my sister of what I would be doing and I breastfed her baby. I guess she didn't check her phone for several hours because I ended up feeding her baby twice before my sister responded, and she was furious. She said I had no right to do that, and I should have figured something else out. So I'm wondering, am I the asshole here? She hasn't spoken to me since picking up my niece.
Damn, I was going to say yes right off the bat, but after the whole story, I think no.
I know.
Exactly. I think no.
That's what you need to feed the baby. What else are you supposed to do?
I
know.
And you have a good boob right there.
Yeah.
And your baby is literally going to die if she doesn't eat. So, and you're not answering your fucking phone.
And it's like, this is weird for us in the US. Like, it's uncomfortable or weird or taboo type things. But in other countries, that's so fully normal to be breastfeeding each other's babies. Like, that's incredibly normal. But it feels odd. Like, the thought of me breastfeeding my nephew is so weird.
I know.
But in this circumstance, like, what else are you supposed to do?
And your sisters. So it's like very similar DNA and everything, too.
I find that odd in general that the mom would even have left bottles when the baby's never had a bottle before. That seems very unmom-like in general.
She seems
and it seems a little strange that she didn't pick 25. Up her phone.
Well, it was overnight, I feel like. So maybe that was like in the middle of the night even because she was watching her.
That's true, but if someone was watching your 6 or 4-month-old baby, like for the first time, it was her first time watching her overnight, and she was probably like doing a nice thing for her sister, like, I'll take the babies and you have a night to yourself.
Mm-hmm. And when it's like figure something else out, it's like, okay, I could go get formula, but she won't take the bottle, so that isn't figuring it out.
There's really no other option unless I put like a fucking tube down her throat. Like,
you want me to take her to the hospital and you pay for the bill?
Yeah. If my sister did this, I would have been so grateful. I'd have been like, oh, that was so smart. Thank you. I'm so sorry that I didn't check my phone. I'm glad my baby's okay. Like,
I'm so glad you were able to do this, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, thank you.
Especially if there's like milk supply issues. Like, I feel like sometimes that's really hard. Like, if you have to feed your own baby.
Yeah. And this is a situation too where it's like you can't do anything right. Because if she also went the whole night without feeding the baby, the sister could have been like, you let my baby starve. Like, you didn't try other things. It could go either way.
Yeah. That's interesting. What was the overall?
Not the asshole. Someone said your sister is the asshole for her negligence, lack of preparation, and not having her phone on in case of baby emergency, which there was.
Yeah, that's what it just seems like, lack of preparation in general. Like,
yeah, like she's young and naive, and this is probably her first baby. But if it was my first baby, I'd be so worried about.
Yeah, you're more worried typically.
I would definitely have my phone on. So I don't know. It's weird because you think, oh, someone else breastfeeding my baby, that's really fucking weird. But then you're like, wait, no, it's actually not that weird. No. We just make it weird societally.
And technically too, everyone's like donating milk and whatnot. So the only difference is like it being from your actual boob, which I think probably just comes from us like sexualizing boobs, I guess.
Yeah. It will be funny when the niece grows up. Like you could be like, I breastfed you. Like,
okay,
her,
so
like...
this is kind of a thing in my family.
Oh, really?
I'm not even sure if it's real because it's been a joke like our whole lives, but like that two of my aunts breastfed like several of the cousins that were close in age, like when they'd watch each other and whatnot. And now that's a thing where it's like, oh, I breastfed you, and they're like, that's disgusting, like how gross, blah blah blah. But like I don't even know if that's actually true, but it probably is.
Probably.
I
mean, why not?
Yeah,
fed is best.
Have you tried breast milk? Like I tried my sister's a little.
Was it good?
I mean, no, it wasn't good. Yeah,
order
me up a venti.
There was an Am I the Asshole on Two Hot Takes, and the girl was complaining because her husband wanted more of her breast milk. Like he wanted to have her breast milk, and she's like, I can't keep giving you my breast milk. Am I the asshole for refusing my husband my breast milk?
What the fuck?
And they were saying that it tastes like cereal milk or something, like it tastes good.
That is crazy. I mean, it depends. Like, it changes so much based on what the baby
what you're
is
eating
and what you're eating, and if it's sick and whatnot. That's the craziest thing.
I know.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Another crazy family one, but not that crazy. Okay. Am I the asshole for calling the police on my mother-in-law? I, 28 female, got married to my husband, 34 male, a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I got engaged, my mother gave me a pair of earrings, which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings. They are 4-carat dangly earrings, and they are worth a lot of money. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother who had died just 2 months prior. About 3 months after that, I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister, and my fiance's mother. I brought all the jewelry that I'd be wearing to my wedding to see how they matched the dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on and on about how gorgeous the earrings were. My mother explained the story and how they were a family heirloom passed down generations. I found the dress of my dreams and bought it. On the day of my wedding, I had everything ready in my room. The wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup, and my jewelry. I was there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, and when I came back, my mother-in-law was gone. I wasn't sure what had happened, but I just thought maybe she got called away to do something. I then noticed my earrings were gone. I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them. I asked if I could look through her bag, and she said no and gripped onto it. I said that if she didn't let me look, I would have to call the police, which I then did as she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her, and the earrings were found immediately in her bag. They were returned to me, and they asked me if I wanted to press charges. I wanted to talk to my fiance first, and he said he would support me if I wanted to. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and ever since then, I've been getting loads of threatening messages and calls from my husband's side of the family. My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts, and I think I want to press charges now, but I'm not sure if it's still a good idea. Am I the asshole?
No, that's so sad and fucked up.
And the fact that the husband is supporting her is showing that his mom is, you know, a little crazy, or maybe a little bit more than a little crazy.
It's like kind of funny that she thought that she wouldn't get caught. Like, you're literally the only one in the room, and then you just take the earring.
Do you think that she knew that she wouldn't get caught, or she was just like, I fucking hate her, and like I'm gonna do something conniving?
You can't wear these earrings ever. Like, I guess you could sell them.
I think she has a mental problem that we can't relate to.
Did she edit and like tell people what she decided to do?
No, there was no.
I wish.
Damn, when was this posted?
A few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, no update? That's crazy.
I know, but I wonder if she did. That would be so, like, especially if the whole family too is like saying that you're in the wrong. Just have to deal with that on your wedding day is crazy.
Yeah. I, 23-year-old male, bake as a hobby, and I'm actually pretty good at it. Like, I get paid under the table for weddings and baby showers, kind of good.
Under the table.
My sister is pregnant and wanted me to make the cake for her gender reveal. Cool. No problem. I asked her to send me the info so I could prep the inside. Classic pink or blue filling. She says, oh no, I want it to be a surprise too. I want to be surprised too. Just make it neutral for the reveal and we'll all find out together. I was like, huh? So you want me to make a gender reveal cake with no gender revealed? She says she'll have someone email me the info later. That someone never did. Deadline comes and I still have no gender. So I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside. Just a full-on cement vibes.
Okay, that's petty.
I even added little fondant clouds for effect. It still tasted great, but visually grim as hell. The reveal day comes, they cut into it. My sister looks pissed. Her husband is confused. People start murmuring. Then she pulls me aside, like, why would you make it gray? That's so passive aggressive. Calmly reminded her that no one told me the gender. I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full improv on someone's baby cake. Now my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family and that I should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes? So am I the asshole for making the most neutral reveal cake in history?
Oh my God.
I actually did follow up edit. I actually did follow up, asked her a couple days before the reveal if the info had been sent, and she said something like, yeah, someone's taking care of it. I figured it was handled. I didn't want to pester her since she seemed chill about it at the time.
I just in situations like this, I'm just like, does nobody like communicate? Like,
I know. It's the most annoying thing.
Like on both sides. So why is the sister not more so saying exactly what she wants? And then on the baker side, like you need to be, I guess he followed up a few days before, but like, no, you need to be, I'd call my sister and be like, I cannot make this cake if you're not telling me the gender. Like, what do you want me to make? What do you want it to look like? That makes no sense.
That is crazy.
Someone was like, why couldn't you have just made it yellow and baby themed or something? It seems pretty vindictive to make a grim cement vibes for an important event where you're being served many more people besides your airheaded sister. I understand.
That's what I was saying. Frustrated. Like that part's petty. Like,
but damn, that's all anyone's gonna remember. And then someone else commented, yeah, make a cake with a theme: baby, vanilla, chocolate, yellow, red velvet, green, purple, elephants, giraffes, balloons, toys, building blocks, whatever. There's literally no reason to take a passive-aggressive jab at your sister on her big day.
You have to go out of your way to make it gray. Like, there's not just, like, gray cake and gray frosting.
No, like that. Yeah, that's extremely petty. But that's what I mean. Like, what is this family? I don't understand.
That's so interesting.
It, like, pisses me off when people have these problems, honestly, like, in real life. Because I'm like, just talk to each other.
I know. Literally. I wonder what their astrology signs are.
Extremely avoidant.
So interesting. I don't know what you would expect, like describing that story and being like, I would be thinking, you're not the asshole. Like, no, you're absolutely the asshole.
Like, I'd be like, are you saying that you want me to bake a cake in which someone's gonna like add something to it that comes out after the fact, like at the party? That's what I would think. Like, what? And then a few days before, if you hear someone's handling it, it's like, who's handling it? Are they gonna call me?
Yeah, I'm the one who's making the cake. So if someone else is handling it, then I wouldn't make a cake then. Like,
yeah, that's why I probably would just end up not doing anything. I think you're all the asshole.
They're annoying. All of those people are annoying.
Yeah, your whole family's annoying.
Okay, my next one I think is kind of long, but it's really good.
Okay.
And there's like a lot of edits. Okay. My mother-in-law asked my husband to subscribe to her OnlyFans to support her.
Wait, read that again?
My mother-in-law asked my husband to subscribe to her OnlyFans to support her.
Okay.
My mother-in-law, 40, has always...
The husband's mom.
Mother.
Yes. Her husband's mother. My mother-in-law, 40, has always been very open about sex. When I first met my husband, she managed a sex toy store. About a year ago, she started working towards a degree on sexual health and wellness. She nude models for local artists. And around a month ago, she started an OnlyFans account. Sex and openness about it has always been an extraordinarily normal thing for her. I have absolutely nothing against her working in the sex industry. That's her forte. I'm happy that she's doing well and enjoying what she does. However, I've had some slight concerns about it before, not specifically her working in the sex industry or her openness in general, more so how open she is, especially with her own kids. For example, my husband and I started dating in high school when she was managing the sex toy store. When she would come home from work, she would stop into my boyfriend at the time, room and hand us sample sizes of different lubes and sensation creams, saying, I thought you guys might want to try some of these. It always made us both pretty uncomfortable. And it was extremely awkward to have my boyfriend's mom hand me things to try sexually with her son. But nonetheless, the most conversation that my husband and I ever had about it back then was about how awkward it was, awkward and uncomfortable enough that we never actually used these things. They just piled up on a shelf by his bed. As time went on, I got used to the openness, and it was just that, being too open about personal stuff within conversation. However, yesterday, the openness went too far. My husband and I were sitting in our living room watching TV. My husband got a text from his mom and opened it and had a visceral reaction. He tossed his phone, stood up, walked away from it with his hands over his face while saying things like, oh my God, and holy shit under his breath. Naturally, I thought that someone had died, so I started frantically asking what was wrong. All he said was that he didn't even want to open his phone again. I asked again what was wrong.
And I'd be diving for that phone.
That his mom sent him pictures. I was confused, but concern started to grow. I asked what he meant by pictures, and he hesitated before saying, I don't want to ask you to look, but I can't open it back up to delete it myself, so I need you to. My stomach dropped. I opened his phone to see what was there, and I immediately felt nauseous. There was a text that read, hey, I know you've always supported me, and I wanted to see if you'd be willing to subscribe to my OnlyFans so I can get my numbers up while I'm still getting started. Of course, I don't expect or want you looking through it, but the more subscriber numbers I have, the more engagement I can get. I was also wondering if you'd be willing to share my link to some of your friends at work. Parentheses, my husband is in a male-dominated blue-collar job. The pics I included are to send them with the link, but don't tell them I'm your mom. And underneath it was the pictures. There were 3 nude photos of his mother, and not just naked in a mirror or a pic of the boobs kinds of photos. They were full-on pornographic photos. One of her tied up in BDSM gear, one of her face down, ass up on her bed, and another one with her legs spread and a dildo halfway in her mouth. My blood was boiling. I deleted what she sent, and my husband and I were both silent for a moment. I didn't know what else to say or do, so I broke the silence by asking, what now? And my husband told me to block his mom on his phone, so I did. I asked if this was something his mom had done before, and he said no. He told me that in the past, she asked if he wanted to see pictures or drawings that she posed for. He always felt a bit guilty saying no, so he simply didn't respond when she asked, and she never sent it. Then my husband went pale and started walking to the bathroom saying he felt sick. While in the bathroom, I blocked his mom on my phone as well, including her social medias. When my husband came back out of the bathroom, he called his sister, asked her if she was with her mom. When she said no, he explained what all just had gone down. His sister was also speechless. Then he asked her not to say anything to the other family members right now and explained that neither him nor I would be in contact with their mom for a while. He also told her that anytime we were home for a visit, he would let his sisters know so that we could plan to see them, but that his mom would not be included in those plans from here on out.
Let me pause for 1 second. I called it immediately in my head. I was like, this is so giving boy mom, and I bet if there's daughters that she's not doing this shit to them, and it's sounding as though she's like a single mom and there's no husband in the picture.
Exactly.
Because that is crazy. You have a daughter and you're sending it and just to your son.
Yeah. My mother-in-law quickly realized she was blocked on everything by both of us, and by that night, she had the whole family blowing up our phones asking why the constant messages haven't stopped, and so far, we just muted our phones as we don't even know what to say. How do you explain that your mother sent you her homemade porn?
I think that's exactly what you say.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
I mean, if she's going to have everybody, her family and friends, blow you up and harass you, I would say right away I'd send the link and be like, my mom sent me this with photos. Like,
no, and it'd probably be so confusing because it's like, when was she previously asking him if he wanted to see pictures? And then, like, in his childhood, like, that's so gross and would make you be so confused about how your mom was feeling. It's like, okay, was she thinking that way when I was a teenager and she's giving us lube and stuff? Like, ew.
yeah.
That sucks.
They responded to a commenter that said, convert incest is a form of non-physical sexual abuse. Examples of convert incest could be the parents sharing intimate graphic details of their own sex life to their child, practicing voyeurism, exhibitionism, inappropriate sharing of images, and similar behaviors like that. And then OP said, thank you for this comment. I've never heard of convert incest, but now I know exactly what is going on, and my husband and I both have some reading to do.
Yeah, because that is abusive, and it's showing it even more so by not doing it to the daughters. Like, if you're just this free sexual woman that's like, I'm just clueless or something, and just not thinking about it, but that's so clearly set on
so
him.
Wrong.
OP also said that her husband is in the military, so he can't, like, her asking him to share her OnlyFans with his work friends is even more inappropriate.
I fully am speechless. That is the craziest thing. I feel so sad for them. I mean, I hope the sisters, like, fully take their side.
Yeah, what family was blowing him up?
Yeah, this was 15 days ago. I'm guessing like aunts and
probably people who don't
people
know
like
that.
The mom is also only 40. Keep in mind. So, I mean, she's young. She probably has a lot of friends blowing up.
I thought he was 29.
She actually doesn't say how old her and her husband are.
That is so sad and scary. I can't even imagine. That is so... I hate... Like, that is such an opposite side of the coin of family relationships where it's like your parent is so close and enmeshed where they're telling their children everything and, like, sharing all their problems and sexual things. And it's like, that is not for your child to hear whatsoever.
Yeah. He's lucky he's not, like, severely traumatized by sex. Like,
literally. One of my friends has an OnlyFans, and our old PE teacher followed her OnlyFans. It's scary.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's really scary. I think girls who do OnlyFans, like, really can't think about all of the creepy guys. I mean, I can't think about what creepy guys are watching my shit. I know that they are. You just can't think about it that way.
I know. Yeah.
Anyways, if anyone is interested in this, there are so many updates and so many comments on this thread.
Well, what's, like, the latest update? Are they not? Are they, like, just not talking to the mom at all? I would assume, hopefully.
My husband and I have spoken with therapists about this entire situation, and we've drawn a conclusion of how to handle things. This is long. Let me see.
I want to know. That's so good that they went and got, like, professional help.
As advised by our therapist and based on what we've planned ourselves, my mother-in-law will be cut off until she does the self-work and is no longer overly sexual towards family. That being said, my husband and I are prepared for her to be cut off permanently. She will
and then, like, you have kids and
herself.
stuff. Like, you don't want her around your children. Like,
and as of now, my husband and I will not be pushing legal action onto family. What mother-in-law told them was that we blocked her after she simply asked for our support in things she was doing. What they didn't know was that she sent several photos of herself. We told them, didn't send the photos, of course, but did describe them. Things were understood quickly and nothing more was said.
Good.
Yeah, there's
It's so scary.
lots of thoughts about this, but everyone thinks they are not the asshole.
It's so crazy that just like anyone can have children, but like you need to take tests to get your driver's license and things like that. But like, just free, have a baby, do whatever you want with it.
I've had some friends with really crazy moms, so like I kind of understand. Like they do not have any like hold in reality.
Yeah, like it's like you should not be having children.
Yeah.
Oh, and I bet she's horrible to the sisters too in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for blocking my childhood best friend after she tried to make me pay for the catering at her son's first birthday party? So here's the thing.
Titles.
I know. So here's the thing. Me, 28 female, and Anna, 28 female, have been best friends since forever. Like, we grew up together, went through school, first breakups, everything. Naturally, when she had her first baby, I was thrilled for her. I even helped plan the baby shower and got super involved in her life as a new mom. But recently, things have gotten weird. Anna's son turned 1 last weekend, and she wanted to throw a huge party. I'm talking over the top, rented venue, professional catering, decorations, the whole shebang. Now, I thought we were just going to have a nice little family and friends thing, but nope, Anna had a vision. Fine, no biggie. I figured she could do whatever made her happy for her son's big day. Fast forward to a week before the party, Anna starts hinting how she's a little stressed about costs and how tight things are right now. I get it, having a baby is expensive, but she kept bringing it up in every conversation. I offered to help with decorations or pick up some snacks, but she waved it off and said she had everything under control. The next day of the day of the party comes, and it's chaos. Balloons everywhere, a bouncy house, tons of people I didn't even know. I show up early to help set up, and Anna's running around like a headless chicken. Then, as we're putting out the decorations, she casually says, "Oh, by the way, I put the catering on your card." I hadn't even seen a catering bill, let alone agreed to pay for one. What do you mean you put it on my card?" I asked, trying to stay calm. She looked at me like I was being dramatic and goes, "Yeah, you know I've been struggling. I figured you wouldn't mind just covering it and I'll pay you back later." Excuse me? First of all, I never once said she could use my card. And second, I had no clue how much this catering even cost. When I asked her, she shrugged and said, "Only $500. It's no big deal." $500 for food I didn't even order or agree to pay for. I told her no, I wasn't paying for something she never asked permission for, and frankly, I didn't have that kind of money just laying around. She acted all shocked and hurt, saying I was being selfish and how it was her son's first birthday, as if I'm supposed to go into debt for a party I didn't even throw. We had a massive argument in front of some of her other friends, and I ended up leaving early. Later that night, she blew up my phone with texts saying how I ruined her son's day, that I was being a horrible friend, and how I didn't understand how hard things are for her right now. I just couldn't believe the audacity. After everything, I blocked her. I couldn't deal with the guilt tripping, especially over something so ridiculous. Now, all of our mutual friends have reached out saying I was too harsh and that I should have just helped her out because she's struggling. But I feel like she crossed the line. You don't just throw someone's money into your plans without asking them, right? So am I the asshole for blocking her, or did I overreact?
No. That's crazy.
How does she even have your card? Did she like swipe
That's
it?
what people asked in the comments, and the note said like they hung out a few days before, and she must have literally like took it from the bag. Like,
that's crossing a line.
Yeah, she was like, I called my bank to see if she's ever charged anything else ever.
Yeah, because it seems like she thinks it's a normal thing. Like she's done it before.
That is so crazy.
I genuinely am like interested to know if she's like knows it's wrong, but she's like, I'm so desperate in my like current state that like I have to do this and I'm gonna try and justify it by like any means possible.
Wouldn't you still do that beforehand though? Be like, oh my god, like I really got myself in this situation. I made this party way too big and now I don't have the money. Like, can I please borrow $500 and I will pay you back?
I think she probably thought it was easier to just like do it
for forgiveness
and then ask for forgiveness because she's like, oh, you're my best friend, like you won't care.
Yeah.
And then when her best friend was like, no, I fucking care. Like, yeah.
Totally.
It's so crazy. I think people like also birthday parties are becoming such a thing where people want to do like these gigantic things. It's like,
well, it's like everything. It's like the bachelorettes, the
everything.
Gender reveals, And
birthday trips. Like now I'm like, everyone's 30th birthday is a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's like an outward reflection on you. So like she obviously cares a lot about what everybody thinks about her. So
Mhm.
she's like, I need the caterers. I need the decorations and the jump house and whatever. Like
That probably
it
is a lot
wasn't
of
an
pressure
option
and
to not
everything.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that blocking your best friend is kind of extreme, but
I don't think you need to do that much.
I would also wonder, is there a baby daddy in the picture or anything? Because like that is also uncomfortable. Like I can't imagine borrowing money or taking money from my friend without telling Cameron or something. Like going around, that seems
Maybe
weird.
the baby daddy was like, "Go for it. You should do it. You deserve it.
Go take your card."
yeah.
You deserve it. You had a baby.
Oh my god, for Brooke's first birthday, Peyton wants to reserve like a Highland cow to go do a photo shoot with
Dude,
Brooks and the cow.
you should do
Why
that.
is she not posting him on social media? Like all of these
I know,
shoots are
going
so
through-
cute.
I know. She posts him on hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But it
And
needs to
hers
be
isn't
seen
public.
by more people.
Yeah.
there's a farm with Highland cows near us, and I want to go so bad, but
really?
it's $50 per person for a half-hour time slot. I'm
I
like,
think you told us that,
Yeah.
and that's like the most ridiculous thing.
that seems crazy.
I think the one that Peyton wants to do is $100 for an hour for the cow and for the land. So like you're paying $200.
That sounds like an incredible
and I
deal.
was like, worth it.
Yeah, sounds like that needs to happen.
And I was like, you're getting a free photographer. So I mean, it's
Is it
a
like
good
my
deal.
first rodeo themed?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
That is so precious. Okay, am I the asshole for refusing to sign my parents' house, which is under my name, over to my wife if I die?
Oh.
So here's the backstory. In 2008, my parents lost most of their money, and it got to the point where they no longer were able to afford their house. My dad is quite a bit older than my mom, and his biggest worry is that he is not able to leave her enough to live and pay for a home rent without having to financially rely on me and my sister. So this is a plan we came up with. We found a house with a large lot that we bought under my name. My parents put down a significant amount of their savings for the down payment for the property and to build a detached accessory dwelling unit for them to live in. I lived in the main house for a while and my parents in the ADU. The agreement was once I moved out, we would rent out the main house. I'd be responsible for the main house, maintenance, repairs, etc. And my parents are responsible for the ADU. We would split any property taxes not covered by the rental of the other property. I live in a very expensive area, so my parents will have to have a place to live for the rest of their lives with no stress about becoming homeless. And I end up with a great investment property that I already have quite a bit of equity in. I have the house in a trust. In the event of my untimely death, the ownership of the house will transfer to my parents and then transfer to my partner or offsprings once they pass away. My wife wants me to change the trust to have the deed of the property go to her instead of my parents. She says she of course will let them live there, but wants to control the property if I die. I feel really uncomfortable signing over the house my parents paid for it to her, even though it's in my name and I'm spending some money on property taxes and the maintenance. I consider it their house since they have paid for everything. Part of the reason I feel comfortable is because when we were updating our life insurance policies once we got married, she made sure I removed my parents as beneficiaries and added her on as a 100% beneficiary, but then refused to add me as a beneficiary to her policy and had 100% going to her sister. Am I the asshole for refusing to sign the house over to her?
No.
Okay, at first I was like thinking that why, like that does make sense, but then why do you not want to have him on be yours and give everything to your sister?
Also, like he really doesn't trust his wife. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah, that's
sound
kind of
like
what I'm thinking. And if he say the parents die, or like would it ever get passed to her? Like if the parents died, it would be in his name, which would then
if
be
the parents died and he was dead, it goes to her.
Yeah.
So
the only circumstance is if he died and they were still alive.
yeah, then they would, which gives them security that they're always going to have somewhere to live. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't trust, I would want it to be legally written in stone that my parents never have to move out of this house.
Yeah, which I think, like you said, it's coming down to that he wouldn't trust her, because otherwise you'd be fine with it if you 100% knew that they would obviously let your parents be there and that it's theirs.
I think it's one of those things, though, in terms of like prenups, contracts, all that stuff. It's better for him to keep it to his parents in case, in the unlikely event that they get divorced or they, you know, she ends up doing something crazy, because people are crazy when someone dies and there's money involved. And like, yeah, there's just too many factors at play that you can't predict. And so he wants to make sure his parents are covered under any circumstances, which I don't think is really like a matter of trusting his wife. Although obviously there's some problems because she doesn't care if he's covered.
Yeah, that's what it seems mutually odd.
Yeah.
Like not fully like a marriage, more like businessy almost.
Also, why is she so upset over a hypothetical like thing that's probably not going to happen too? Like,
yeah, or I'd be like, but you're not doing that for me, so why do you care so much? If I'm not your beneficiary, why are you so mad that you want it the other way? Yeah, like what are you trying to do?
Are you planning my death?
That seems odd, because like I'm trying to imagine if like Cameron previously had a house for his parents and stuff, but they're paying for it. It wouldn't. One, I wouldn't be like, I need to own that, like put my name on that, because I would want them to be taken care of. First of all,
also, it seems like he has other real estate and stuff too.
Very odd. That's so crazy, though. Like, these stories make me feel so much better about my life, usually.
I know. I don't even have anything that I could write in about.
I feel like
but I love how there are people just always on the thread and, like, always answering people's questions. Like, am I the asshole? And they go, like, so into detail, like, being like, no or yes.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love it. You guys can send us Am I the Assholes whenever you would like to our Google form.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
or
I love
call it in. We love
or
stories.
call us, please. Our number is in our Instagram bio that I cannot remember off the top of my head.
And if you're part of our Patreon and you don't want to share it with everyone, but just in the Patreon, just start the message that way, like Patreon only.
Yeah. Oh, also, I was going to tell people, which this isn't helpful that it's at the very end and people probably already stopped listening. But for Patreon, to access our bonus content, you do have to become a subscriber, but you can also become a free member. And when you're a free member, we have like a group chat that you can still be a part of. So you don't have to pay for that. You can just be chatting with everybody. Just so you know. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you very much. We'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch us. Leave us a rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. We love you. Bye.
Bye.